As a teenager, whenever I was home sick from school, I would sit on the couch and I would watch daytime talk shows. And my favorite was Maury Povich. You don't know who Maury Povich is? He was a talk show host of the more sensationalist kind. And one of the recurring segments that he would have over and over again was delinquent teens. Well, not even teens. Sometimes they were as young as 9 or 10. But he would have all these kids come on, and they were angry and defiant. They were tough and unflappable. And they would come on the show and they would tell about how nobody could tell them what to do, and they just did what they wanted, and the world could just go away. And then the moment came that everybody was waiting for, when a big, burly military sergeant in full getup would come marching on the stage and would tower over these kids, and he would just start screaming. The idea was that these kids were sent off to boot camp, where their defiant disobedience would be broken into compliance under the strength of this towering force. You know, I wonder if that's the vision that a lot of people have of God. That God is just this angry cosmic cop, and that when God steps into our world, well, it's not going to be good. Because God will come just to judge and condemn, and God will come towering over us and just start screaming. You know, if that's the way that you have thought about God in the past, well, then our reading from Isaiah is a great reading to reflect on. Isaiah chapter 40, verses 1 to 11, talks about God coming to God's people. But God comes not to condemn and not to punish, not to judge. God comes in compassion and tenderness. And it begins right from the first couple words. Isaiah declares, "Comfort, comfort, O my people, says your God. Speak tenderly to Jerusalem, that her sin is paid for." You know, there's this vision of God stepping into the world to heal and to save. And yes, at the end of our reading, it has this picture of the sovereign Lord comes in power, and he will rule in the strength of his arm. And we might be tempted just to think, oh, there it is. There's the military sergeant God. But what we see is that the strength of his arm is expressed in gathering the lambs in his arms and holding them close to his heart. The sovereign Lord comes in power, but it's a power to forgive. It's a power to extend grace, and it's a power to love. And ultimately, that's what we recognize in Jesus as the full incarnation of God and the full incarnation of God's tenderness and God's compassion for us. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about here at the cathedral this morning, and we want to invite you to join us. We have 2 services every Sunday. We have one at 8 o'clock in our chapel, and we have one at 10 o'clock here in the sanctuary. And so if you're in the Kamloops area, then we would love you to come and join us. If you're outside of the Kamloops area, or you just can't make it out this morning, then please join us online. We live stream our 10 o'clock service, and that can be found on our Facebook page, which is St. Paul's Kamloops. But wherever you are, may you know that God is not this angry cosmic cop, this military sergeant just screaming at you. That God is there for you in love and grace, and God surrounds you in blessing. God bless you all.